What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. As you can see right here on the big table on the desk is the G.I. Joe Classified Series HasLab Rattler. It's time to unbox this bad boy, break it down, terrorize my Joes from above with Cobra's weapon of destruction. So, looking forward to this one. Let's break it all down right now. Okay, you don't need to see me anymore. Here is the front box. This looks really sweet. I mean, this is that encouraging army builders. Hey, you missed out. You could have had a ton of Rattlers that fly in the background here. This is Judge headquarters. They're just like ways to, who knows. On this top side, you can see here Cobra Airborne. Very nice. Side art, so you can see they put a lot of thought and effort into this. Bombs away. Here's the rear, more lined up in formation. Wild Weasel and Baroness, no doubt. Here's that main one that you saw when I opened it up originally. Very cool. I mean, I love how much effort and thought they put into these boxes. Very cool. Speaking of boxes, let me clear out some of the other ones I have in here, and then I'll start to open this bad boy up. On the bottom of the packaging, you'll see the blueprints to the Cobra Rattler ground attack jet. This is really cool. Definitely gives me an old school vibe with this. And I'm really looking forward to opening this thing up and breaking down all these features right now. Just like the Dragonfly, there's all kinds of different compartments. This is fun. I mean, we got a Cobra logo right here. That is awesome. I love this. I mean, you can tell the team is so invested in delivering on these big HasLabs. They're expensive, but man, we get something like this where they don't have to, they just throw it in there. That shows like, all right, y'all understand the assignment. You understand what we're looking for with this kind of presentation. So let's start breaking out these packages now. Top one, see Cobra Airborne 84 Squadron, the Fly Swatters. Try to take out the Dragonfly. Love the trash talk between them. The fearsome fangs tank smashers. You can see it's actually grabbing a Mobat tank. I love the trash talk here between the Joes and the Cobras. Here you can see the decal sheet, the patches, the infamous patches. There's a ton here. And take this more. There you go. More decals. It's always this thing of which way to go with these. Then you can see up here, full-on presentation of the drivers, the pilots, the gunners, and all the weapons. But check this out. Military Armaments Research Syndicate makes Mars sound even more sinister. Love that. Here is some of the stuff. As you open it up, get a sense there. The missile trails, the gunnery gun, and the cockpit. You can see that there. I don't remember how this was assembled. It all came up at once. And here is the body of the Rattler itself. Very cool to see all that. Now it's starting to feel real. Here's the back. So you can see some of the detailing on the Rattler. I mean, this thing is so, like, everything has a really nice heft to it. It does not feel light or cheap. This is solid. Here's the cockpit itself. Let's see into it now. All that really impressive detail. They really put in serious work with these. Just with the decals. They're not messing around here. This really feels nice in hand. It does not feel like some chump thing. It's like, wow, got some real heft to it. Let's plug this into the back here. Get a better grip because, like I said, it is not small. There you go. So now you can see why this is going to take up so much space everywhere. This table is fairly long if you can get a sense of it. And it does not, I mean, it's barely fitting on it. This thing is going to be massive on the shelf wherever you decide to put it. I mean, you know, you watch their unboxing videos, you see the prototypes, actually having this in hand and just like how heavy it is. So cool. Final big box, Cobra Airborne. All of these are not light, and it's definitely got some heft and substance to this one. So I can imagine there's a ton of stuff in here as well. So this is our base. This is a little bit more the wings of the Rattler. That's on the top tray. So that's all the stuff. Now it's time to actually put this Rattler all the way together. Be right back. Real quick, as you can see, I'm halfway through putting the wings on. I really love how easy everything is, at least at this point, to put together. It's like, here's the wing. Where does it go? Oh, there you go. It's basically designed to be idiot proof. You cannot put this together in the wrong way. Everything makes sense. It lines up properly. So if something is upside down, you'll notice and see it right away. And it makes sense the way it comes together. So check out this wingspan. This is really massive. Thankfully, with the Rattler, we've got this nice way to set up where it's probably taking up the exact same wingspan on your shelf, but you can do something a little bit different with it because this thing is going to be a massive shelf hog. A lot different than how we had it before with the Dragonfly, where you could just kind of put it on the stand and get it out the way. This is one where you're going to want to have it out of the way so you don't actually bump into it because it's just so wide and it's really fun. I mean, I'm like, got this in hand, not even all the way assembled, and I'm already got my flashbacks to G.I. Joe issue 34, Ace and Wild Weasel doing dogfight, and they've got Baroness and Lady J in the cockpit. This is so fun to have both of these. This is so fun to actually have this in hand. Oh man. And then the little steer shift here actually moves. You can't see that, of course, but wow. This is so much fun. All right, back to putting it together. More of the Rattler coming together. Like I mentioned before, Hasbro basically designed this thing so you cannot assemble it incorrectly. So I kept fiddling with these back fins to try to get them in the right way and was meeting some resistance. So it's just a simple matter of, okay, that's not the right way to go. I mean, I've got to have both hands. I mean, I can try to keep it one hand. I mean, okay, it's not that hard, but wow, it feels so much more secure and steady with two hands. This is crazy. All right, back to putting more of it together. It's taking a little bit of time to put together, but I'm having fun. So you got this. And what's really cool with this display piece here is they have a compartment that opens up where you push it through and store the accessories. And that's something just super helpful because, I mean, you can't put all this stuff just randomly on the shelf. It makes it look dirty and messy. So here you go, little compartment rack for all your gear. You can put more missiles up here as well. But this, very helpful. Nice job, team. So now we got the Rattler wrapped up. It's assembled fully. There's a whole bunch of missiles to throw onto the base of it. You can see underneath. But I just wanted to show you what this massive, cool vehicle actually looks like. This is, I mean, I'm not going to say it was cheap for sure because it was not, but I can really, like, in hand see what all the effort was. It's just like, it's so cool to actually have this in hand. And like I said, I can't even clear it all the time because it's just so big. And got the rotating 360 degrees. It's looking for your Sky Strikers. It's really, really impressive. And having it in hand, so cool. And now let's start loading this thing up with all the bombs, the tank smashers that I can possibly pack onto it. Be right back. So here's some of the missiles and bombs you can throw in here. And look at all this cool stuff. That is incredible. Just so much stuff. And the details. I don't know what these bombs are. But this is like some next level Mars tech here, where it's got like this thing going into it. I have to research this, of course, because I'm sure some of y'all will correct me. But how cool is that? There's some machine gun spray, more bombs. There's a ton of stuff in this thing. All right, I'm gonna load it up again. I'll be right back. This sheet here with all of these are to connect your missiles. So you're gonna plug those into the Rattler, and then you'll attach your missiles to this. Everything, all armament loaded up, it's ready, and really, Wild Weasel needs to be the only guy piloting this, because look at all of these missiles and bombs on this thing. This is not cheap. Destro and Cobra Airborne can't afford to have everybody piloting this bad boy. And geez, with these loaded up on it, it's even more challenging to hold with one hand. I did put the shot up cockpit side there because I just thought that looked cooler. But geez, here it is in its glory. I'll throw on the ladder just so you can see what it looks like. This thing is so huge. It's amazing. Okay, so here is like the full out configured Rattler. You see I've got the blast effects here on the Gatling gun. Again, this can raise and it can swivel around for a full 360. Being able to take out Joes from any angle. That's fun. I have the wing set up right now in the configuration where they're just up. I don't know the technical term. Sumi. And of course, you can pull these right back down. There's a hinge that connects. I'm glad it works so simple. But there is a hinge on here at the bottom that says release. Just tap that in. You raise them up. Of course, you can also put the wings up like this. Right now, I can't since I have all of the blast effects on here. This is so much fun. I am just in love with all the stuff they put into this. Here's another shot below. All the weapons, everything is loaded up on this deal. It is incredible. Certainly a massive HasLab, and definitely not one that you could get away with charging retail prices. I couldn't see this coming out of Pulse exclusive. I know we see that with some of these vehicles. Oh, they could have just put it on Pulse. This one is a true HasLab. Definitely feels worth everything they put into it, and it is again so satisfying in hand and all this stuff. I'm probably not going to keep everything on here. These blast effects can go to different places. See here, swapped and swapped. Swap these out first. See the rotating turn here. So you can hear it in action. You can switch these out, push them here if you so choose. I kind of like the brake having the orange up top, but these will fit up here as well. So there you go. This is so cool to have in hand. Like I said, I didn't have a Rattler before. Having this makes it all worthwhile because this is the ultimate Rattler. And wow, it is so cool to just have all this here. Here is the ladder on this section. This is the one that Wild Weasel is going to access. So this pulls out here, little notch under there, pull it down, and boop. So Wild Weasel has a ladder to climb up here. The cockpit's a little bit different than you might think. It's not one piece. It goes up like this. So he can keep this going, and you're not going to have to struggle to put him in here. I really appreciate that. This does not hang on as nice as I would want it, but that is really this simple problem. It's not like, oh gosh, this sucks. It's a small thing. Wish it would hinge a little bit tighter, but it's okay. Because when it's on, when it's locked in, it's not a problem. And of course, this goes right back up. Lift it up first, tuck it back in. Then here's your other ladder. Plug this right into, if you can see it now, this little notch right there. Plug it in like so. You got your ladder for your gunner. But so cool. And before I pull out the pilots, Let's see here. I had these here. These exhausts, bottom of the Rattler. I'm making use of this stand here. Let's put this one here and add in all the rest of this stuff. So, tell me the ladder. Put this in here. Close that up. So helpful. Now let's see how we do putting this on top of here. Let's take these off. Yes. So these need to go off in order to use these. See, they have a 4-prong deal here, 4 holes here. So take your Rattler. Again, you want to use 4 hands for it. And plug it into these holes. Like that. So that's one configuration. So it can be dive bombing on your Joes. Very fun. You lift it up. And right then, I had it situated where I did not have it properly lined up. I was only using one of these. They're 2 rows. I use this. Here is the base where they're both in. Let's see how that looks. A little bit more level. So there you go. Then one final way to turn this around. Over like so. And then you can still do some more angles with it too, where you can play around with how high it is. You can just use one of those rows. Get you the same deal. So now you got your elevated Rattler. I'm holding it just because I'll make sure it's steady in here. So I don't have it all the way in. That was why I was starting to do that tip. But you can see it was leaning noticeably with it. So I don't think I'll keep it in that position very long. That's like a good one to pose really quickly, but not the one to use as your main display. But there you go. Elevated Rattler, so you can have it take off. I love this thing. This is such a fun vehicle. I'll put in Wild Weasel, show off Baroness and the Gunner just a second, but this is the actual Rattler itself. How cool is this? Very, really happy with this. Now let's see the pilots, the Gunner, and Baroness. So cool thing on the back of these, they come up with a mural too. So let me make sure I got this right. Doing it puzzle size. The accountant would be happy doing it backwards. So there you go. You got a mural image, similar to what we see so often with the Star Wars figures. That's pretty fun. And they've got a cool little red element to these, little red and blue. Here is the Gunner. You can see he's got a black and white portrait. Wild Weasel has his basic one, you know, with his helmet and then the scarred face. Baroness has her set up really nicely. We'll take all these out of the packaging really soon so you can see them actually in the Rattler. So stay tuned for that. But the presentation, the packaging, as always on these classified series figures is amazing. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I think they did an awesome job making it worth the value. So I don't feel like, man, if only they had included this. This is a solid, really solid Rattler. I don't rate HasLabs because I feel like they better be a 10 out of 10. Otherwise, I'm going to be really upset. But I think this one is definitely a 10 out of 10. Really delivers. And I mean, I was hoping for a really cool Cobra vehicle to go along with his thing and all the other ones that I've amassed over the years. But this, really, really fun. Now I'm hoping, of course, we get a Sky Striker so I can reenact G.I. Joe issue 34. I can put Ace and Lady J against Baroness and Wild Weasel. Final big look at this thing. I am going to show you what the figures look like outside in just a second, but Jeez, really impressive. So bear with me for a few seconds. I'll get these guys unboxed and into the Rattler. Okay, so I have all of the pilots unboxed. Took a bunch of photos. I'm still working on the detailed figure reviews, but let me show you them really quickly. Start off with the Rattler Gunner. This guy is pretty cool. He's got all kinds of portraits, just like everybody else. And he's a lot of fun to throw in there into the mix. Like a lot of you, I think the biggest surprise, the coolest one, is this Baroness figure. She's awesome. She's got so many different portraits, so much fun to use. I'm going to put her up here in the cockpit of my Rattler just because when I think of Wild Weasel, when I think of the Rattler, I think of that issue. So I'm going to put her in here, and the seatbelt raises so I can throw her up over there. Hopefully I don't lose any of her stuff. You just have to slide her in like this into it. So let's try that. Yeah, plenty of room for her to sit in there. Careful not to lose those glasses. The sneaky suspicion they will fly all over the place. Tuck those in tight. Now she's all squared away. She can hear Wild Weasel. Ready to go. Let's see here. Let's fasten her in there because Cobra's all about their safety for their operatives. So now she's in, cockpit in. Wild Weasel, exceptional. I mean, they didn't have to do a whole lot with him, but I thought they knocked him out. So he looks really cool. He's got some really cool maps, which you won't see unless you got him upside down like that, because he's looking at them. And one is just a map, the other is pledging his allegiance to Cobra. Really fun. And with that seatbelt up, he can just go in there like so. Doesn't have as many parts as some of the others to fly off. Let's get him in there nice and snug though. Here's Wild Weasel, flush in the cockpit there. Actually got his seatbelt on. And so now, I'm gonna close this up. Wild Weasel will probably stay firmly in there from this point on. Unless I need him to go run around Firefly, escaping by junkyard and tripwire and torpedo. This is it. And gotta say, Baroness is snug in there while Weasel's in there. This thing is a major shelf hog, though. It's taking up all the space in my display. But this Rattler looks really great. It is so much fun to have here. And it's all set up now. So time to put it back up. Let's do the thing. Thank you so much for watching this Rattler breakdown. Appreciate it. This episode of Lounge Spirit Files has been fun.